Hey, history buffs, you ever heard about the time the British royal family changed its name? Yep, we're diving into that today. Picture this, it's 1917, World War I is raging, and anti-German sentiment in Britain is through the roof. Now, the British royal family, headed by King George V, belonged to the House of Saxe-Coburg and Gotha. Pretty German, right? With the war on, folks were not cool with anything German, and there was a real worry that this anti-German vibe would morph into anti-monarchy sentiment. Even Britain's first Sea Lord, Prince Louis of Battenberg, had to resign because of his German roots. So, British Prime Minister David Lloyd George suggested something radical. King George should ditch his German titles and change the family name to something more British. The king wasn't thrilled. Royal houses don't just rebrand on a whim. But he didn't want to lose his throne either. He thought about Stuart at first, to link back to the last non-German royal house, but Lloyd George shot that down. Bad PR since the Stuarts had been overthrown and were linked with rebellion. They went through a bunch of options. Tudor was too off with their heads, Plantagenet was too French, and York and Lancaster screamed civil war. Enter Lord Arthur Stamfordham, the king's private secretary. While staying at Windsor Castle, he had a light bulb moment. Windsor. Why Windsor? Well, Windsor Castle had been in royal hands for 700 years. Edward III, who famously invaded France, held the title. Plus, Windsor was 100% British and had zero negative vibes. Lloyd George agreed, and with some nudging, so did King George. He signed a proclamation, bye-bye German titles, hello House of Windsor. The British public and newspapers, they loved it. The royal family was now seen as a fundamentally British institution. So, there you have it, the story of how Europe's chaos led to the birth of the House of Windsor. Catch you in the next History Deep Dive.